All right, Bobby, you're our intro guy.
Today is a special day, and today is a podcast where we talk about that special day. Hi, I'm Bobby Parker.
And I'm Joey Nickel.
Welcome to Today Is.
All right, welcome to the show. First of all, let's talk about some shows. Have we done any shows lately?
I was out at the what is it, the hospitality show.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I haven't done
yeah.
that yet. How was it?
That's actually a real fun. I say actually, it's a fun place. It's a hotel bar right by the beach.
Okay.
Like it is mostly outdoors, but the performers are undercover, so even if it rains, it's fine. Beautiful spot. It was wonderful weather. The attendance, like about half the seats were filled, but people were paying attention. So I was impressed with the crowd, because the beach is usually pretty fickle about that.
Yes. Yeah, you never know.
Especially on
Yeah.
a weeknight.
Yes. Yeah.
But it was a decent crowd.
That's great.
I enjoyed that show. I wasn't able to stay to the end just because I had a lot going on and I had to head home. So after my set, I missed the last two people. But it was a real blast. I enjoyed it. Yourself, what other shows have you had?
So I did. I've been doing these retirement communities, these 55 and up communities.
Okay.
I think I talked about the one. Did I already talk about the assisted living facility I did?
I know that I've talked to you about it. I don't know if we.
Did I talk about it on the podcast? I'm pretty sure I did.
It sounds familiar, but everything's running together.
So I've been doing a lot of old people shows, and the retirement communities. It's 55 and up, and I realized recently I'm like, oh, they're not that much older than me. Like it's not like
Yeah.
I mean, they're like 15 years older than me. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of an age gap. But and a lot of them are kind of in the younger side. Some of them are in their 50s and 60s of that demographic. Now, the assisted living facility I did, that is the next. That is the older generation. That is
Yes.
one generation further down the line. I think they said the youngest person there was 75. Was the youngest person at this facility.
Oh yeah.
And it was and they were all, most of them were pretty spry still, but they that show, I don't know if I talked about it already, but okay, so that show, they had me do two 30-minute shows at that place.
No, I don't think you've
Okay.
talked about that.
So I did two 30-minute shows at this place, and it was and it wasn't. It paid fine. It paid okay. It was only like a couple miles from my house, so that's why it was pretty good gig.
yet. Nice.
We did the first show at like 2:30 or something, 2:30 or 3. I think it was 3. And it was for the staff, and the second show was for the residents. So I did 2 half-hour shows. The first show at 3 was at the end of their staff meeting. And that was terrible.
Yeah.
Like they were in staff meeting mode, like hardly anybody laughed. Like it didn't go well. It didn't go well. That show. I mean, afterwards, people were like, "Oh, that was so funny. You did great." I don't know if they were being nice or if I just was. I don't know if they were having a good time, even though they weren't laughing. I did see one guy fall asleep, so I don't know about that. There were a couple that were engaged, but I've never done a show for that many people so close to me. So like they're up close to me. They're only a couple feet away from me, but there was maybe 30 people there, maybe more, at this staff meeting. It was the whole all the workers there. None of the old people. Just like they had the kitchen staff there. They had the people who make the maids and stuff, like anything. Like all the caregivers were there, and it just did not go like I wanted it to. Like it just didn't. Like okay, here's the first problem that I ran into. They asked me to speak on their they had their what did they say? It was so it was the 5 C's or something like that, or like they had listed, and it's like you know,
comfort, compassion.
yeah, something like that. Like comfort, compassion,
caregiving,
you know, kaleidoscope, stuff like that. That's with a K. Stuff like that. So she's like, so she asked me to do this in the first email to say, hey, could you speak on the 5 C's when you do this? So I had ample time to prepare, but I thought she was gonna tell me what the 5 C's were after that email. Turns out she told me in that email, and I did not see it. So like it was down at the bottom. It was like had her signature, like so and so director of activities for whatever, and then below her name were the 5 C's for their motto for their company, and I didn't realize that was there. So when I show up to set up the equipment, I come early. I came like a couple, I came an hour before the staff meeting because they were setting up for the staff meeting. They had food and everything at the staff meeting. It was a special staff meeting.
Okay, nice.
So they had food. I was setting up my equipment. As I'm leaving, she's like, "Oh yeah, were you able to come up with something for the 5 C's?" And I was like, "Yeah." Oh no, and she said, and so I just left. So I was like, I guess I'll Google what their 5 C's are. Then I see she has it in the email. I was like, okay, I had plenty of time to do this. So I had maybe an hour to come up with what to talk about. Now, these are pretty general. Well, one of them was commitment. Like I was like, okay, I have plenty of jokes about being married. Like that's easy for commitment. Communication was one of them. I have plenty of jokes where
about marriage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so like I tried to do that, and then what happened was it was fine. Like what I had in mind would have been fine, except then for some reason I got into like motivational speaking mode and like started talking and not telling jokes for some, like starting talking about these 5 C's. So that did not go well. That part did not go well. And then I thought I brought them back around, and at some point I just stopped doing that and just did comedy, and it was fine. Like I don't know, it got better towards the end, but it wasn't. I mean, maybe they had a good time, and I hope they did. I hope they had a good time, but it just was, I never had that amount of people be so silent during a comedy show.
There's one thing you mentioned about the guy falling asleep, and I want to point out I recently fell asleep at a show.
Oh, okay.
Not a show I was performing in. It was a theater show, like a dinner movie, like Alhambra. I don't know if that's a thing outside of Jacksonville. I have no idea. You go, you pay, have dinner, and you watch a musical.
Where was this?
Here in Jacksonville.
Do you know there's that's the name of it. I thought that was like the style of theater or something.
No, it's the name of
Did you know there's
place.
a dinner theater in Fleming Island?
Yes.
I have not reached out to them, but I've seen them, and I had no idea it existed.
As a matter of fact, my son is planning on auditioning for some of their roles, which is kind of why
it's over
I know about
behind the RPM. It's like behind the car place and where I get my oil changed.
Yep.
And I saw that, but I was thinking about trying to reach out to them to see if they wanted to do a comedy show sometime. I don't know what the setup is in there. I don't know I've never been inside, but
I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know that when I've broached it with the people I know that are slightly involved, they're like, nah. But I don't necessarily trust them. I've just been busy doing other things.
Yeah, so that place. What was I going to say? So anyway, you fell asleep during the show. Did they make fun of you?
Oh, well, so we had food, and then they start the musical stuff, and I gloriously felt it was a wonderful nap. I was happy to be asleep. I just had a little bit of food, and I don't really care about the music part. And my wife woke me up, and she was very angry that I fell asleep, and I don't think she understood how nice of a nap that was. Like, everyone enjoyed themselves the way they wanted to. So I don't feel bad now about somebody falling asleep at a show. Man, I felt so good falling asleep at that show. Those people relaxed me enough to where I was enjoying it.
Wait, was anybody you know in the show?
No one.
That's good.
It was like there's 300 people musical theater show, like where so far away from everybody, no one cared what was
Right.
going on. The only one who noticed was my wife and my son. And I think the waiter came by to offer me coffee. But,
He's like, he saw what was happening.
yeah, he's like, that guy's happy. He's the one guy in here who's happy right now. Yeah, it was nice. Just falling asleep like that. And like I used to make fun of my dad. We'd go to see movies.
You can get a nice
he'd
nap
fall
in a
asleep.
movie theater.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
done that. I did that. What movie did we watch? I took the kids to see something, and we could only get seats in that front section.
Right.
And the front section, now they have the recliners now, so it's much easier to fall asleep. They made it nice for
Yes.
dads who want to fall asleep during a stupid movie.
Oh, yeah.
What did we see? Oh, it was No. I didn't fall asleep during Super Pets. It was Secret Life of Pets. Secret Life. You remember I fell asleep? Yeah. Daniel remembers I fell asleep. I think Landon was with us too. I think everybody. Yeah, we had a whole bunch of kids, and I just fell asleep. I don't know what happened. I woke up, and they were at a farm with Han Solo. Harrison Ford was one of the voices. He was the voice of like the farm dog.
Yes,
like
yeah.
the grizzled farm dog and stuff. And I just remember waking up and being like, when did they were in a city when it started, and then they're in a farm by the end. And I was like, oh, they're at a farm.
When I first moved to Florida, I lived in a very small, not nice apartment that had very spotty air conditioning at best. And I moved here during the summer from Ohio, Pennsylvania. I was not ready for it. I did go to the Dollar Theater in St. Augustine on my days off and took naps during whatever movie was starting.
Yeah, just for the AC.
Yes, it was amazing.
That was my road hangout when I was doing like when I was going I would go on the road and do like 3 shows in a row of like just bar whatever I could find shows. And that was back when they had Movie Pass. Do you remember that?
Yes, I
and
do.
you just paid a monthly fee and saw whatever movies at that time. It evolved into different things, but I remember just using my Movie Pass to like hang out at the movie theater all day because I was sleeping in my car. So
Right,
I'd like
yep.
sleep in my car, and then the movie theater was my bathroom and air conditioning. I'd just come. I'd wake up and like show up at whatever the first showing was of whatever movie, and I'd sit. That was my AC and bathroom for.
Yeah.
Until my show, because I had nothing to do. I had no hotel to stay at or anything to hang out at before the show or anything like that.
I was hanging out up in Marietta, Georgia, early this year,
Yeah.
and like I checked out of my hotel, ended up staying for a show like that night. So I just hung out on the town square all day, just walking from shop to shop, going. I wish I had a theater like that to go to.
Now this weekend, I am doing a show in Miramar, Florida, and then I'm going all the way to Georgia. So, and I'm staying the night in Miramar, and then driving up to Georgia the next day. But it's such a long drive that I don't think I don't need anything to do during the day.
No, no.
I'm just going to be driving from day to day.
Yeah, you'll need some podcasts to listen to or something. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So, what was I? Okay, so anyway, I did the first show with the staff.
Right.
Did not go well. I did the second show right afterwards in the main area, and they have a bar downstairs, by the way. This retirement center, this assisted living facility, they've just got a bar right there downstairs. You can just the whole thing is set up like apartments, kind of, but it's more like a hotel.
Okay.
Like, because there's kind of a lobby and a bar and everything, and they have maid service and stuff like that. It's more like staying in hotel style condos. And they come down, and there's just a bar there, and they were all. It was 3:30, and they were drinking. Like they just. I mean, when you're 80 and you've got nowhere to be.
Well, when dinner's at like 2.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's
exactly.
an after dinner
Yeah,
drink.
right. So they were there drinking, and they were having a blast already by the time I got there, and which sometimes is bad. Sometimes, like if they're already having fun before you get there, sometimes they're not going to pay attention. But they loved it. They had fun. There was one lady there who was in a wheelchair who seemed pretty old,
Right.
and I said I said, how? I said, she was laughing at everything, having a great time. And I was like, you're great. You're my favorite audience member. I was like, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? And she said, 104.
100? Whoa.
She was 104, the oldest person I've ever seen at any comedy show. Oldest person I've ever met, first of all, in my life. And the oldest person I've ever seen at a comedy show. Packer, now's not the time. Now's not the time, buddy. Hey, we're not having you right now, okay? All right. Packer's trying to crash the podcast.
Nice. Yeah.
Maybe in a little bit, Packer, I'll have you tell a story. No, don't do that. Don't do that. So 104. I'm like, this is awesome. You're my favorite audience member of all time. Like, what? I said, what's your name? She said, Gladys. I said, of course it is. Are you messing with me right now? Of course your name is Gladys. Like, what? Every woman, 100, everyone, men and women over 100, they're all named Gladys, and they're all in wheelchairs. I couldn't believe her name was Gladys. That was great.
Like Gladys, Ethel, and Thelma those were the three choices, and she went with the number one.
I know there were 3 generations there of one family at one point. There was I think it was her. There was but keep in mind, if you're 104, that means your daughter could be 84. And their daughter could be 64.
So
or even closer together.
So 104, their daughter is probably 89 because they're probably having a kid in their late teens.
Right.
That's when they got married.
Yeah, right. So so you've got when there's only a 19 or 20 year difference between the mother and daughter. Anyway, I just thought that was pretty. I had fun at the resident show. Went well, but I've been doing some of these retirement communities. They've been going very well. I just do at these retirement communities. I just show up. I set up sound equipment, and then I do an hour. And they've been doing a happy hour before the show, so they bring in some alcohol for the residents.
Right.
They have a little fun, a little social before I get there, and then by the time I get there, they're nice and loose and warmed up. All the shows have been great. I've been doing with those. I think I've done 3 so far in the last month and a half, and I've got some more planned. But they've been going very well. Yeah, that's it. That's all the shows I've been doing, I think. I don't think I've had any. Besides the open mics. Open mics have been going well. Shantytown is going well. Lily's is not. Lily's, we're done doing it on Tuesdays.
I know I haven't been there, but I've had an awful schedule. So.
Yeah, Lily's wasn't going great for a few weeks, so we decided to cut it on Tuesdays. I think we're going to start doing every other Saturday.
Okay.
Starting in September. So we'll see. There's no Saturday mic currently, no regular one at least. So
yeah, there's not. If I don't have anything, I would be down for that.
I think we're gonna try to do every other Saturday. So we'll see. Starting in September, we'll see. We got to get that organized, but I think that's what we're gonna do. I run that one with Chris Buck. But yeah, Shantytown every Monday is awesome. We've been having some really good shows there, actually. We've been having some good performances. All right, before we get to our topic, I do want to talk about. Okay, so we have some fan mail to go through.
Ooh.
Hey, Joey and Bobby, loved being able to see you both doing your acts at Knock Knock Comedy Showcase. Okay, this is an old email.
Okay,
I haven't read this on the air yet. I don't think I have, at least. Can't wait to see y'all at more shows. Anyways, here's an updated version of that Zucchini song with the radio station call-in. Okay. Oh, so remember when he was talking about zucchini? Leave a zucchini on your neighbor's porch day?
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
So he made a song and an image. Do you see this?
I do.
National Sneak Some Zucchini on Your Neighbor's Porch Day. So this is what he came up with. I'll show this image on there.
That is and if I was going to write a children's book about
that would be what it looked like.
Zucchini, that is exactly what it looks like, and his name would be Greg.
So here's a song he came up with to commemorate Sneak Some Zucchini on Your Neighbor's Porch Day. Let me see if I can.
He's running.
Oh, it moves.
That's awesome.
Wait.
They say by August it grows like a curse. Zucchini's exploding, the garden's diverse. I water one plant, now I've got 32. So I do what I must, and I drop them on you. It's National Sneak Some Zucchini onto your neighbor's porch day. Yes, that's the name, not a joke, we swear. No need for fame, I hide my name, but I'll squash your porch with veggie flair. I tiptoe at dusk with a squash in a sack. Leave a veggie.
What would you do if you found zucchini on your porch?
I don't know if I would trust it. Like I love zucchini. I make a zucchini casserole every week.
I think if I saw zucchini on my porch, I would, don't know. I'd probably put gloves on and then throw it away in a bag and then put it outside. I would never enter my house if I found a zucchini randomly on my porch.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
It's such a weird thing.
I buy zucchini. I love it. I cook with it all the time. But if I found one on my porch,
I'm like, this is not something I want to have in my house. I think if I find that on my porch, unless I know it's zucchini, unless I knew about this already. But if I just see a random zucchini on my porch, that's not.
I'm assuming someone is trying to kill me.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Or scare my cat.
Right. And I have a distinct lack of cats in my house now.
Did you used to have cats?
We did. We used to have several cats. Not.
Okay, I hate this chair.
I'm sorry. Would you like my chair?
No, I don't know. My back is killing me. Listen, I'm so old and fat. I threw up my back just like bending over. That was it. I just picked up something like off the ground.
Hey, I feel for you.
And then when I got up, it was like, "Whoa," like that. You know what I mean? Like when you get up and then it's like
my
sharp pain throws you across the room.
My knee popped the other day because I stood up. And it still hurts. I get it. And I think I actually just became an official Florida resident because I got a bunch of moles shaved off of my body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for melanoma results. So yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, been in the sun too long.
Yeah.
All right, so that was National Sneak Some Zucchini on Your Neighbor's Porch Day. Is that what it was called?
Yes. I love that.
National Sneak Some Zucchini on onto your neighbor's porch day. Yeah. All right. So next email. This was for Harry Potter Day. He says, "Who cares? Such an overrated series of books and movies, and now shows. Such a waste of time and money. How about more stuff based on Stephen King books? Also, how could you forget Christian Bale when talking about Batman actors?" Oh, we already addressed this.
Yeah. We did talk about
He was the best actor ever. Haven't you ever watched Newsies? Be careful, culture needs to cancel you.
I have seen Newsies. I've actually seen Newsies more often this last 2 years than I have Batman, unfortunately. It's one of the musical things that I have to listen to.
P.S. The actor who played Cedric and Batman in the Batman was also in the wonderful Twilight movies. Oh, he's talking about. Why did he say Cedric?
Because
Harry Potter. That's right. That's right. We're talking about how he did Batman. Which, by the way, they should definitely remake as a show. So that came, and then immediately after that email, just a couple minutes after that email, I got, "Hey, if you couldn't tell, my last email about Harry Potter Day was mostly all sarcasm. I'm sorry. I'm still learning about sarcasm because this is data from Star Trek, and when not to try using it if I'm in a weird mood. Truly sorry. I do wonder why you didn't mention Christian Bale when discussing Batman actors. I didn't think he is the best Batman actor, though. Oh, and I do love the movie Newsies. Anyways, sorry again. Keep up the good work on the podcast. Oh, and somehow get those kids to behave. JK. Oh, was that when we were yelling at like the kids kept making? Oh yeah, the kids
Yes,
kept making
yeah.
noises.
Yeah.
They were playing video games while we were doing Harry Potter.
I don't
Harry
blame
Potter
'em.
Day.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, that was our email from Data, the android on the USS Enterprise D. Also, I want to shout out to Spike because he hates it when we talk about nerdy stuff.
Oh, yes.
Spike let me know he fast forwards during the nerdy stuff.
Oh, he's going to love what our national day is then.
Yeah, well, our national day, all right, I guess we can go into it. We're at 25:30.
25:30.
25:30. So today's national day, I don't actually know if I know how to pronounce this properly. Today's day is Internaut Day.
That is it. It is a combination of the word internet and astronaut.
Why?
Why? It is a celebration of the first day that the internet was made publicly available
I see.
on August 23rd of...
August 23rd of 1991 is the birth of the World Wide Web.
Yep.
You know what though? So the internet is different than the World Wide Web, though, right? Those are
They're different things, but that is considered the day that it was first
Available to the public.
To the public.
Okay.
So anybody could technically do it. Before that, you had more barriers.
You had to basically come up with your own server and stuff, probably.
Right. Or work at like a university or like a
Right,
government
right.
installation that had the ability to do that.
So I looked up who invented the internet.
Al Gore.
Yeah, apparently it's Al Gore.
Yeah.
Remember when he said that?
Yes.
Well, what's funny about that is he said it like it was. He didn't even say it. He said it during a debate. I think he said it during a debate with George W. Bush, and he didn't say it like, "Hey, I invented the internet, man," like that, which is how you should say it if you did really invent the internet.
Right.
But then he, as he like was talking about. I don't know what he was talking about, but it was like he was going on about something, and then he goes, which is why I created the internet. No, he said invented, I think, not just created. I think he said, which is why I invented the internet. And looking back now, do you think he was joking? Because now there is a connection to him in the creation of the internet.
Yes.
There is, but I would not ever give Al Gore the credit for inventing the internet.
No.
And I don't think anybody would.
No.
I don't think anybody would give Al Gore the credit for creating it. But do you think he, knowing Al Gore and how much he first of all, he's been on like The Simpsons and Family Guy and Futurama. He was like a regular on Futurama after he didn't get elected.
Yes. Yep.
Actually, I take that back. He was on there while he was vice president. I think he did a voice on there because yes, that's right. He said. The vice presidential. Oh yes, he was leading a task force. So Fry had gone back in time,
Okay.
and he was leading a task force. It was called the Vice Presidential Time Travel Rangers or something like that. And he's like, everybody knows the duties of the vice president are to protect the timeline. And they're like,
Yeah.
isn't the duties of the vice president to cast the deciding vote if the Senate is split? And he goes, and protect the timeline. He's like, those are the two duties of the
They're
vice
outlined in
president.
the Constitution.
Yeah, right. So he was. It was. I think it was the vice presidential timeline Rangers or something. I forget what it was, but it was something like that. And he had a whole episode where he was involved, and then he was a regular then after that. And I think he did that while he was vice president, and then when he lost the election, he was a regular. But the way they did in Futurama, they were heads. Anybody from current time, because it was 100 years in the future. Well, no, more than that.
It's 1,000.
It's 1,000 years in the future. Anybody who was in the future that they wanted to bring in from our time, they just made them a floating head in a jar.
Yes.
Like that was there.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was a great show. But yeah, so knowing that Al Gore has a sense of humor, and I would say possibly the best sense of humor of almost any elected official I've seen, with the exception of maybe who's the guy that wrote for SNL that was a senator?
Al
Franken.
Yeah.
With the exception of Al Franken, who was a writer for SNL for decades, I would say Al Gore maybe has the best sense of humor of any nationally elected, like any federally elected official.
I don't know.
You know if you agree with that?
No, I watch a lot of Senate hearings. So, like,
Think there's some funny guys out there? There's some comedians?
There actually are. There are some really funny people, and I don't agree with a lot of them. Some of them I do, but yeah, it's both
Yeah, but
sides.
there is a difference between funny and sense of humor, though.
Well, yes.
So I will say there's a lot of funny senators out there that do not have a sense of humor.
Yeah, no, and I say that like they're funny and they have a sense of humor.
Okay.
They know what they're
See, I
doing.
don't watch a lot of Senate stuff. I'm just
Yeah.
basing that on public persona of elected officials.
I think Al Gore is nowhere near as rigid and as I don't think he's as unfunny as a lot of people want to perceive.
Yeah,
him
so
as.
that was the big thing, is that he was like, oh, Al Gore's a robot and stuff like that. And what's funny about that is I don't like we now realize he was not. We now realize he had a good sense of humor. He was actually kind of a nice guy to everybody. Like the problem was. And I don't know if this we need to blame. I think he had the same problem that Mitt Romney had, is that his people probably told him, hey, you need to be professional. The other guy is not professional. You need to show professionalism. At the time with Romney, it was Obama, and Obama was very Hollywood, very, very cool in Hollywood. And it's like, and I think his people were telling Mitt Romney, you need to be the professional amongst, people need to see you as which I think ended up being not good for him. I think that's part of why he lost the election. Also, it's very hard to win an election against an incumbent anyway, unless they've done something terrible, like ruin a national pandemic, but something like that. But I think that really hurt Al Gore when he was running for president. Like
it absolutely did. He
And really, he wasn't that much of a robot just compared to George W. Bush. He was.
Right.
Like George W. Bush seemed like a real person, and Al Gore seemed like a drone.
Right, and I think one of the things that I always try to step back and do is say, hey, I don't know if I agree with the politics, but do I like the person? And I always try to separate it. I really do. Like I don't think there's a president from the last in my lifetime that I wouldn't enjoy hanging out and talking with. I don't agree with most of the decisions, but I think I would enjoy at least meeting them because it would just be fascinating.
Most people who got elected president have some sort of personality, some sort of way of talking to people. I always thought I'm not a big Bill Clinton fan in general. I just think like he's not a very ethical person, like not a very honest person. I mean, maybe in comparison to other presidents, but he's not like I never liked Bill Clinton that much. I mean, I don't know. You can vote whatever if you. I'm not even talking about his policies necessarily.
Right. Yep.
I'm just saying like we know he had an issue telling the truth sometimes.
Right. And I don't think you and I are on the same political spectrum.
Not necessarily.
But I think I know where you're coming from. We both come from conservative
growing up, we came from conservative backgrounds. Absolutely, both of us did.
And seeing
I would not say I am anymore. I would not say I'm a staunch Republican or anything.
No, and I don't even mean conservative as in politics in this. I mean morally conservative.
Yes.
Morally conservative.
So when you see somebody in a high level, doing something you would feel that would be not morally conservative, then that tends to. I don't see that. However, I will say that every interview I ever saw with Bill Clinton, at some point in the interview, I'm like, he's kind of a cool guy. Like he's kind of a nice,
Absolutely.
He's well-spoken, nice guy. Like he almost kind of pulls you in when he's a really good speaker. And Obama was the same way. It's and I probably have less. I have less problems with Obama than I did with Clinton. As far as personality, not personality, but as far as morality and stuff like that is concerned. I always felt like Obama was a great family guy, always good. He's been with his wife forever and ever. I've never heard anything scandalous about Obama as far as his family is concerned.
No, I agree.
I've never even heard him doing like overstepping his authority to help his daughters in some way, which you would expect you might hear of a president who has teenage daughters, that kind of, or daughters going to college age and stuff like that, which most presidents don't have children that still live at home, kind of stuff. So you would expect you might hear something of him overstepping his bounds and to help his daughters, but I haven't even heard of that, which that was a thing we heard all the time about, which true or not, I don't know if it was true or not, but that was always the rumor with Biden, was that he was helping his kids too much.
And Bush
and Bush,
and
you look at the Bush, yeah, that's true. So like I always felt, again, I'm not talking about political views, I'm not talking about policy, I'm not even talking about military. I'm just talking about personal life. I feel like Obama, at least as far as I could see, was living a moral personal life.
Yeah.
And I always liked that about Obama.
Yep.
And I always felt like Clinton, not so much. Yeah. And I always didn't like that about Clinton.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Both of those guys are guys that I would love to sit down.
I know.
And just have a conversation with.
I'd like to have a conversation with anybody who's been president.
Absolutely.
I would like to sit down and have a conversation with anybody. I would, and I know he gets a lot of hate for this, and sometimes I don't. I'm deservedly so, but like Theo Vaughn, when he had who wouldn't want to interview? Who wouldn't want to interview Donald Trump? And even if you hated him, I don't see who wouldn't want to interview Donald Trump.
Absolutely, especially going into it. This is your chance to ask these questions.
Yes, I would say if I had the opportunity to interview Donald Trump, even if he told me you cannot get this interview if you ask me any questions that are going to make me look bad. Or knowingly. Maybe I can figure out a way to ask him questions that he wouldn't knowingly look bad.
Well, he's going to do it himself.
Yeah, right. I don't think I need to help him there, but even if he said, you cannot ask me any questions that are going to make me look bad. In fact, you cannot ask me any political questions at all. This is all going to be about, I don't know, let's say he's got a product. Let's say he's got a new cologne. He does have a new cologne, I think. Let's say he has a new cologne. That is, you are only allowed to ask him about the cologne. And I would still do it because it's going to be the most interesting day of my life right?
Make me stank again.
Yeah.
Make America
stank again. Make America musk again. It's already, yeah.
Yeah.
Make America, see, I'm trying to think of one that starts with G. Make America good smelling again. No. I don't know. Anyway, that I do think I would do it because it's going to be the most interesting thing to happen to me probably up to in my whole life. To even if I hated him, even if I was this guy, all of that, even if I felt like he should be in prison, all that stuff, it's still going to be the most interesting thing to happen to me.
Absolutely. And
now, would I choose him? If they're you can interview any living former president, I don't know that I choose Donald Trump. Well, I don't know. Maybe for the views, he's definitely going to be. We're definitely becoming famous because of it if he came on this podcast.
Yeah, it's true.
But actually, this would be a good podcast to interview a president because we'd have a topic.
Right.
So if he came on, it's you can only talk about. Hide a zucchini day. You can we are not talking about anything political.
So I think that what we should do is bring on a political candidate as a guest in the future, and it can be a city council member,
and not talk about politics at all.
Not talk about politics at all. I think that is a goal, is to bring
on some sort of elected official,
and it completely refuse to talk about politics.
I think that's definitely what we should do. But if somebody were to say you can have your pick of any former president, which one would you interview? Do you think?
Living or dead?
No, living.
Living.
So your choices are Clinton, Obama, Bush. Is that it?
Clinton, Obama,
Biden.
Biden.
I don't know if that's not going to be a great interview.
Yeah,
Living's a strong word for.
it is. So
I don't know. It might still be a good interview, though.
It
Still could be a good interview.
It depends on
I mean, I'd do it if somebody asked me to. Like, if they're like, "Hey, you have an opportunity to interview Joe Biden," I would do it.
I'd say yes, and then I'd ask him what they're going to inject him with.
Yeah, right.
So-
Can we get some vitamin B injections, some B12 injections? So your choices are Clinton, Obama, Bush, and Biden. Is that it?
Yeah.
That it? That's alive because Carter's dead.
Carter passed away. Reagan passed away.
Reagan passed away years ago.
Ford's gone.
Ford's gone. Yeah, so that just the four.
Yeah.
So which one of those four? Which one would you want to interview?
I think I would have to interview Obama.
I probably would say Obama just because I know it's going to be a good interview, and I know it's going to get me eyeballs. And he was the most recent one.
He was the
that
most.
Was well, I mean Biden obviously, but like it still feels like Obama's still in the conversation.
So I will say, and this is like.
But Bush would be a good interview though. Bush would be fun.
Yeah.
Bush. You could just talk about baseball. I'd talk about baseball the whole time with Bush.
Sure, that'd be a blast.
He'd bring us candy.
With Clinton, there would be some talk about Arkansas.
That's true. I guess we'd have the Arkansas connection. And I've met Bill Clinton. Have I talked about that?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Because I did Boy State, and so I met Bill Clinton when I was in high school.
Okay, that's awesome.
But very briefly, like shook his hand type of stuff, and stuff like that. But that would be a connection. So the Arkansas would be a connection. But yeah, I don't know. I think I still. I definitely wouldn't pick Clinton number one, though. I would probably Obama or Bush. I would say Obama probably. Bush, I don't know. Bush doesn't really do interviews.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, I don't know that even, like, I don't even know if that. Yeah, I don't know. I think either one would be all of them would be a fun interview, but I think, yeah, probably Obama.
I think talking to Bush would be more fun asking him questions about what his dad did. I think he'd
ask him about what his dad, what he knew about his dad in the CIA.
Well, that hey, your dad was what was president. How what
was it like having a dad who was president while you were coming up in the political world, kind of stuff,
and then like transition that to like how did that help you? Because like I would be fascinated with that.
What kind of topic would you have? Okay, so let's say let's say you were allowed to interview.
Okay.
Let's say for this podcast, this exact podcast, you were allowed to interview all former presidents.
Okay.
So we're not including current president. So just the former presidents.
Just former presidents.
What topic would you want? What kind of day would you want it to be for each president? So it's like for Bush. So let's say we're choosing a kind of day for to do. Bush's got to be like barbecue or something, right?
Yeah.
Like pick like barbecue or baseball, something like that.
Barbecue, baseball, like. I would used to be I would say barbecue for Clinton, but he's a vegan now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because
I forgot he's a vegan now.
He used to be like the food guy.
Yes, he was the food
guy. He
guy.
used to love all the food and
I
all
just
those jokes.
feel like having George W. Bush on to do a barbecue rib taste test would be the best. That would be peak George W. Bush on a podcast, I think.
So would it be ribs or would you go like brisket? Like he's got
rib.
That's
true.
He's got Texas ties.
Got to do something Texas, huh?
Yeah.
So probably brisket, Texas brisket.
Yeah.
We'd have Texas but we'd find whatever anybody says the 3 best Texas brisket places are, or he probably makes brisket. Like we'd each bring a brisket that we made and see whose is better.
That sounds like
Wouldn't that sound like an awesome podcast?
It does. It makes me think that Clinton would be like our zucchini day right now.
Yeah, he'd be on zucchini day, and he'd bring us some sort of zucchini recipe.
And who knows like how many zucchinis he hides?
Yeah. And where? With who? Obama, I would say Obama's going to be. We'd want to do like some sort of maybe a hot dog day, maybe some sort of hot dog day because of Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Maybe something about deep dish pizza.
Oh,
If we're doing food. If we're doing food.
yeah. Or Obama, I believe is also like a big food guy.
I think he is too.
Loves like
I think
fries.
he is too. Actually, Obama is a huge stand-up comedy fan. I don't know if you knew this.
I did not.
Obama is, his whole family is. So the daughters go to stand-up comedy shows. In fact, there's a whole so Pete Holmes kind of got not in trouble, but like he kind of went viral when the Obama daughters were at one of his shows. This is I don't know if Obama was in office or not when this happened, but they were at one of his shows and they wouldn't stop talking. And he went into him. He didn't know it was the Obama sisters at the time.
Right.
But he was going into him, and then eventually they were sitting on the front row, which is the worst. Somebody's talking on the front row. That's the worst.
Yeah.
So he was sitting on the front row, and then he like put the curtain over them at one point. Which is insane. It's an insane move. He's like, I covered up the Obama daughters, and I didn't even know it. Hey, Daniel, are you making a sandwich?
I did not.
We might go to somewhere. I might get something. MC.
We gotta get tacos.
No, we're not getting tacos today.
MC. What?
We might do MC, so be careful. I don't know if you should make a sandwich right now.
What's MC?
We'll talk about it after the podcast. Okay. So maybe just get something to drink right now, Daniel.
I'm eating an apple.
So I think that would be, So now, what would you do for Clinton? That's true. We'd probably do something vegan with Clinton.
Yeah. Like we're always
Obama's also
defaulting to
a
food.
sports guy.
Yeah.
So like Obama's definitely a basketball, baseball. So that could be a thing.
I would love to play like a pickup game with Obama.
Yeah, I know, right?
It'd be fun. just like, and I know he's gonna like he's much. I don't know if he's much taller than me. He's like 6'1", I think. So, but he's played a lot more than me.
Yeah, right. He'd be better than us.
Yes, he'd
But-
definitely be better than me.
Now, so let's see. And then Biden. Let's see.
Delaware.
Biden.
It's Delaware.
Biden. We do an Office episode about the show The Office because he's from Scranton. He's from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's
so
right.
we do an episode about The Office.
Okay.
Or we would have a dementia expert on.
Oh yeah. Well.
Did I name them all now? Is that everybody? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the four. Now.
No. We didn't do the current, but
Yeah, I said former.
yeah, former.
Not
Gotcha.
current.
Yep.
Now, which first lady would you want to interview?
Oh man.
I mean, Michelle's got the clout. Like Michelle, you're gonna get views on the podcast.
Yep.
I think I would decline Hillary Clinton. That sounds like the worst interview.
I
mean, I guess I would want to do it for the views, but I'd rather interview Bill before Hillary. Like, if I was given the choice, I mean, I think probably anybody would want to interview a former president, but, like, I don't know. I don't really have any desire to interview Hillary Clinton.
She comes across not only as having like negative charisma,
Yeah, right.
but just being like the worst person.
I feel like it would be a bad episode if we had Hillary Clinton on the episode.
There's no way you can win that episode.
Yeah, I feel like all the presidents would have some sort of charisma to bring to the table, but man, Hillary Clinton, I don't think. Michelle, definitely. Even what's her name? Laura?
Laura.
No, Laura
Yeah.
Bush?
Yes.
Laura Bush. I don't remember what her personality was like. It was so long ago. Yeah, I don't remember so much.
Nondescript.
I feel like that would be a good podcast to have the Bushes on, both of them, like
Yes. Yep.
Laura and George W., and they talk about family barbecue recipes.
Right. Yeah. So.
Right?
Yeah. So Laura, like a lot of the other first ladies, it was, hey, this is my platform. This is the social issue that I think about, and that's the only talking I'm going to do is this. And that's it. Like I
Yeah, we
don't
also
know
got to
much
keep
about
in
her.
mind. We also got to keep in mind, like that was in the era of that was at the end of the nobody really hears from the first lady that much
Right.
era. However, I take that back. I guess Hillary was pretty vocal though. We saw Hillary a lot. I don't know.
But she also like had a platform. It was the education platform when Bill was there, and then
That's true.
Then
That's true.
Then we heard a lot more from her after
Yeah.
he was out because
She
that's
became
her career.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. She had her own political career, which I don't know if I want to say independent of Bill, but it definitely had her own thing.
Right.
Even before she got elected, as a senator.
So
Senator?
she was a
senator, right?
senator.
Yeah.
She was
Then she was Secretary of State.
Yep.
Yeah. So before she became an elected official, even she had a reputation and a political career and stuff like that. I just think she would be a terrible interview.
Yeah.
And Michelle's different because Michelle didn't go into politics after the White House, but has maintained even through her first lady. While she was first lady, has maintained a public personality.
Yes.
And I think part of that is we are in the age of everybody seeing everything. They were in the age of maximum internet.
Yes.
Which was created in 1991.
Well, that in the Obamas are almost a generation younger than the other two presidents who came after.
Absolutely, and the current president.
Yeah.
It's like so the Obamas. You see them today. They're still in the public eye today because they're in their. I mean, how old are they? They're not even that old. They're like in their. Are they even in their 60s?
Late 60s, I think.
Are they in their 60s?
60s.
Alexa, how old is Barack Obama?
Barack Obama is 64.
64.
64.
Okay. Okay. Alexa, stop. Well, I don't need to hear all that. So 64. That's not that. I mean, that's younger than my parents.
Yeah.
That's not even. That's not even really boomer, is it? That's more Gen X, or is that boomer? If it's boomer, it's young boomer.
That's
That's
think
that's the end of the boomer era.
I
if
think
he's
that's
boomer.
the end of the boomer.
Yeah.
I think. I'm
But
not
also,
positive.
when he was president, he was in his 40s.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yes.
Which I think the only other president younger than him was JFK, maybe, or was he? He wasn't the youngest. What was he?
The youngest to hold office was Theodore Roosevelt after McKinley got shot. And
Right.
The youngest elected was JFK.
Was it
I think.
JFK?
Yeah.
But he wasn't that much older though.
No.
He was in his 40s though. He was like our age.
Yes.
When he got elected. Isn't that crazy?
Obama was. I think he was almost done being president when he was my age.
Alexa, how old was Barack Obama when he got elected?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
What? Alexa, how old was Barack Obama when he got elected president of the United States?
I don't know that.
I don't know. Why can't she answer that? Yeah, you do. You know it. You just gave us a bunch of useless information about his birthday. But
Let me see. Almost have this here. I gotta throw off my glasses so I can read and. Age of presidents. The youngest, Kennedy, 43, and Obama is not listed. So he is here now. 47 years old when he was elected.
when he was elected,
Yep,
okay.
55 at the end of his term.
55 at the end of his term. So yeah, so he's not. I mean, he's just a few years older than me. It's like he was like our age when he got elected.
Yeah, he was
president.
halfway done with his first term.
At your age.
my
At your age.
Yeah.
And then he was, at my age he wasn't elected yet, but not that far. He was only a few years older than me. He was 15 years older than me when he was done.
Yeah.
So that is crazy to think about how that's like, that's our age.
Yes.
That's kind of crazy for me to think about that guy was president.
And I still feel like I'm figuring out what I'm doing with my life.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, right. So, the internet. Did you get those questions I sent you?
I did, yes.
Okay, so what did I say on those questions?
So those
So I came up with a couple talking points for the history of the internet, and I thought would be interesting answers.
and let me. Okay, here we are. So here are some of the. What's the best, worst thing about the internet?
Okay, so what do you think the best thing about the internet is? After
think,
everything that's happened, it's been around for
I think that
40 years.
the best thing about the internet is the best thing about the printing press, which is the best thing about telecommunications.
Access to information.
It's access to information
Yeah.
for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. It is. Well, here, let me say this. That is the best thing about the internet,
the worst
and the worst thing about the internet is the access to information. That is absolutely both of those things. It is in the right hands the best tool you could ever have. In the wrong hands, the worst tool to ever exist in the history of the world.
It is essentially fire.
Yeah.
Because it's a wonderful tool and
wonderful tool.
terrible burn.
In the wrong hands, it's the worst.
And I think one of the things like the interesting thing about the name Intranaut Day, that's what it is. The reason I was drawn to it, because we're exploring the internet, and I thought about this last night because I was really bored on my walk, and it makes me think the internet is really just the human mind.
Yeah.
And so we're exploring the human mind, and sadly, most of it is
rotten.
yeah. That's where we go.
Yeah, that's true. I will say there is still, to this day, which seems weird to me, it's been around for so long, people, especially in news and stuff, they still treat the internet like it's this new thing that's ruining people. Because the people find new ways to ruin people.
Yes.
On the internet. But it is interesting. I don't like it when they use vilifying words when the news always does that. Their favorite thing to do is use vilifying words. I'll give you a non-internet example just so you can understand what I'm talking about. Like the term quiet quitting. When you find out what quiet quitting is, all it is setting boundaries. That's all it is. It's setting boundaries with your work and not doing more than what you're paid for, which is what you should do at work. You are paid to do a job, you do that job, and you don't get fired. That is the essence of employment. And I feel like calling it quiet quitting when people started making boundaries at their work, when they realized their work did not care about them at all, their employers did not care about them at all, like, oh, well, now I'm going to quiet quit. It's like, you've turned it into a bad villainy sounding thing when it's really all it is people trying to have healthy lives, like people trying to have a healthy have good mental health and set boundaries and spend time with their family. When does wanting to spend more time with your family turn into a villainy thing? That's crazy.
And yeah, I get it. I think one of the things that I've really liked is comparing everything that's going on now, all people are terrible, this new generation, doing all these things. I like going back and reading history. One of my favorite books is the John Adams biography. Love it. And the things that he talks about in letters is all the problems with politics and the bad things that people are doing, and the only difference is technology. People are the same. Yeah,
people are the same. You look at it's funny because some time ago, when people were talking about how nobody wants to work anymore, which wasn't true. That was what the media was putting out there, was that nobody wanted to work anymore, and it's that's not what's happening. And I've had this conversation with several people, and this is right along with the internet age. It's like, I remember talking to somebody talking to a bartender at one of my shows, and they're like, yeah, we're having trouble getting, which I don't think is the case anymore. I think people are, they've been able to staff much better than they used to be able to.
Right.
Back right after the pandemic, it was really hard to staff.
Yeah.
And, you know, she was talking about, oh yeah, it's hard to find. We're having trouble finding people. I guess the young people just don't want to work. And I said, I don't think that's what it is. They're all working. Every young people I know is working harder than any older person I know. They just are sick of working for people. They want to work for themselves. So they're going out there and doing. That's when the gig economy was huge. It's like they're going and doing Postmates. They're going and doing Uber. They're going and doing at home computer jobs and stuff like that. It's like they don't want to go work for corporations anymore. It's not an issue of them not wanting to work. They just don't want to work for a soul-sucking corporation anymore. And I don't blame them. Neither do I. I mean, obviously, that's why I'm a stand-up comic. But it's like that's what it is. Like people wanted to be in control of their own. I think that's toned down a little bit. A lot more people are working for corporations than they were back in at that time period. But I think the pandemic really opened some people's eyes, and they're like, "Oh, I'm being exploited by my company. Like this is ridiculous." And I think that's come out in the open. And the internet allows you to do jobs like that. We wouldn't be able to do our job without the internet at this point.
Yeah, and the one thing you bring up the corporations, like I do have to sit back and wonder how culture has been affected by so many movies and TV shows being the evil corporation is going to come in and ruin the community center, and we've got to band together to stop the evil corporation because it's always the evil corporation.
That's true.
And maybe the community, the government will save us, but no, it's the evil corporation. And yes, corporations are terrible. Some of them are really good. Just like people, I think people generally
some of them are just trying to do a job.
Yep.
Some of them are just trying to provide a service and make some money at it. But I would say, I think the idea is though, like the bigger the corporation, the worse it is, no matter what they're trying to do. It's like the more powerful they get, the worse they get. Even if they start small, even if they start wholesome and family owned, it's like the bigger it gets and the more hands get involved, the worse it's going to be.
And it's not even intentional. It's the wake. Hey,
it's just,
I'm going to do this, and I don't realize the damage that's happening around me. I'm taking care of all the good things here and missing out on all the destruction I'm doing. And yeah, that's it stinks. It's the way it is. I don't want to come across like I'm pro-corporate. I'm not. I'm also not anti-corporate. I
just feel like that for me, it's like I feel like corporations in the United States have been allowed to get too big and have too much influence. I'm not saying that a corporation inherently is evil, the concept of a corporation, but I do feel like the bigger the corporation gets, the easier it is to be evil.
Oh yeah.
And the more influence they have on the government, the less good it is for a regular person.
Evil lives in bureaucracy.
Yeah, exactly. What were the other questions I sent?
Yeah.
What's something about the internet that's gone that you wish could come back?
That one song, Friday.
Have you ever noticed it sounds like she's saying fried egg?
Yeah.
Fried egg. She says, "Oh, listen, we don't have time for this, but that was Rebecca Black?
I think so.
Was that? So she had that Friday song. It went viral for all the wrong reasons for her, but it was hilarious. But that company, so that was a company that would put that together. They'd be like, hey, your kid could be a star. We're going to put a song together and make a music video. It's just rich people doing that. So that's all that was. So they have a few out there that are hilarious. There's a Thanksgiving song. Now, that might have also been Rebecca Black. I can't remember, but the Thanksgiving song, hilarious. And I don't even know if it's supposed to be, but they have, in the music video, they have this giant black guy dressed as a turkey. And it's the funniest. I can't believe I might have to bring this up. It's so funny. Like, I watched it so many times in like 2015 or whenever it came out. It was so funny.
It's not even ringing a bell for me.
Oh, I don't remember if it was Rebecca Black again.
Into Wick Studio.
Yeah,
That's not. I don't want a free commercial. Hey, stop it! I pressed pause.
The Friday one, I know. I think they still play it on some bumpers for
Yeah,
like sports
right?
radio. I think.
Let's see, where is it? See, I don't. Oh yeah, no, is this it? This is it. So it's not Rebecca Black, but it's the same company,
Okay.
I believe, that did the. Yes, this is it.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty. Now, luckily, we don't make any money on this podcast, so. Also, she looks like she's about 11 too.
Yeah, I can't age her, but she's definitely pre-high school.
Yeah.
Or very early high school.
And I should take a step and say thank you for the things you've done and what you did.
Wait, what's her shirt say? Dance until dawn.
Okay.
And it's all these like tweens dressed like adults in the, you know.
Yeah, this. It feels like it wants Thanksgiving to be like a dating holiday.
Yeah, right?
And it's not. This.
Hey! Listen, if you're at home, you got to look up Nicole Westbrook Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving is the name of the song.
Do you know what this is?
Oh, here, wait. Wait, when's the turkey coming?
I can shout, thank you, thank you, thank you. No matter how you do, no matter
I don't remember when the turkey's coming. Wait. That's my favorite part of the music video. Okay, so okay, he's not dressed like a turkey yet, but okay. So this is my favorite part of the music video where the guy, the December, he pops up from the bottom of the screen for no reason. First of all, it's this 30-year-old black man
Yeah.
with all these tiny white children.
Like maybe he's a stepdad, but I don't know.
I don't know who
what's
this
going
guy
on.
is.
This, and like up until that moment, I was going to say this is what I picture would happen if Charles Schulz pitched like the Snoopy Thanksgiving
Yes.
to MTV. Like,
Yeah,
oh, okay,
right?
let's take everything out and just make kids sing weird songs.
Whose idea was it? There you go. He came with the turkey costume. That's what it was. Whose idea was it to have him pop up from the middle, like from the bottom of the screen like that in front of all the kids?
I have no idea.
Oh, here's the rap.
she know we gotta have. I got
Alexa, stop.
you and you and you. Can't be hateful, gotta be grateful, can't be hateful. Mashed potatoes on my table. I got
Potatoes
On my table.
kids and I having good times. We be laughing till we cry. It's Thanksgiving.
That is
Also, she's doing the Disney Channel, like you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
like when she sings. That this is what the internet brings us. We get to see stuff like this. That's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, that one was not as well known as the Fried Egg song. Rebecca Black, Fried Egg. By the way, you really should look up reviews. Now I don't know. Okay, I don't even know where to find them now. But there were reviews about that song on Amazon at one point, maybe about the CD. I don't remember, but they were hilarious.
I will find them.
Like people wrote reviews about the Rebecca Black Friday song. It
love
was
that.
hilarious. What was okay? So the last question: what something? By the way, I miss Vine. Do you miss Vine?
I didn't really get into the Vine.
I miss Vine, but I wish people would do it. So what I like to see old Vines that have been put together.
Right.
Like Vines were,
like 7 seconds or something.
I can't remember how long they were, but so people on TikTok have been resurrecting these old Vine videos and just stringing them together.
Right.
Like they'll take one Viner, is that what they were called? Viners or Vine? They take one Vine guy and then like he would have a string of them that they just put them all together, and they're hilarious that way.
Right.
I think people should be doing that more. Like people should be making new ones, like make new Vines and then string them together and put them in a TikTok video. They're hilarious that way. But Vine walked so that TikTok could run. Like that TikTok wouldn't exist if it weren't for Vine.
Right. And I think that really, really helped Twitter at the
Yes.
time too, because it's like, hey, this is something that carries and makes sense. And
Yes.
you share and it kind of just brought everything together.
So what's something that you think? What do you think is something that's going to be in the future of the internet? What's something that's going to come still from the internet?
I think that you're going to see professional service jobs be completely consumed by the internet and done by the internet.
That's probably true. In science fiction or like in comedy science fiction, the next step is always like, oh, we're going to be able to smell TV and stuff like this. Like, that's never happening. Like they're never going to do that. They're never going to do smell TV. I don't know. I don't see it happening.
I think with virtual reality, they're going to start incorporating those
Maybe
those 4D
maybe with virtual
elements.
reality. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe with virtual. Even then, though, I still feel like smells a touchy one.
Well, so smell is the strongest sense memory.
That's
so
true.
I think that once they figure out how to incorporate that, they're going to really take stuff off.
Maybe, but it just feels like if you're doing smell, nobody wants the bad ones. But it's like not everything smells good and bad. Like not everything smells good. Some of it smells bad. So it's like nobody's gonna want to do the bad ones. Is the problem, and then we're gonna have an incomplete smell palette. Whoops. And,
Nobody wanted to pay for a subscription service to buy stuff online, and
that's true. Yeah.
and now somebody's a billionaire.
All right. Well, today has been Internaut Day to celebrate the creation of the internet on August 23rd, 1991. I can't believe it's been that long. Oh yeah. What was your first email service?
Oh, my first the first email service I had was actually from my college.
Oh, really?
Yep. So my first email address
Was
was
it .edu?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was my student ID at gcc.edu.
So my first email was, I don't remember what the name was, but it was Juno. Do you remember Juno?
I remember.
I had a Juno account. I think that was my first one, but it wasn't internet based yet, where everything was stored online.
Right.
Hotmail was like the first one to do that. Do you remember Hotmail?
Yes.
I came across somebody has a came across that recently. Somebody gave me their email address and it was at Hotmail. I'm like, who the heck is at Hotmail still?
I see a lot of customer email addresses and they're still out there.
Still at Hotmail, huh?
And there's a lot of
Oh, my mother-in-law still has an at AOL.
Oh yeah, they're out there too.
Which, by the way, did you hear AOL is, speaking of internet, we should have talked about this. AOL is discontinuing their dial-up service. You can no longer get dial-up service.
I was unaware
Yep.
AOL still had
That
dial-up
is true.
service.
When it got announced, everybody was like, they were still doing it? Like, I guess there were still a few dial-up customers out there.
What's crazy and this actually applies, like the hearing impaired TTY
Yeah.
is still a thing.
Yes.
And
Yeah. It's like a piggyback signal, right? On the phone lines?
It
is.
is.
That how it works?
It is terrible. And from my understanding, like I've met a couple hearing impaired people, deaf people. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to call them. The heck I'm supposed to call them. Sorry.
At least hearing impaired is probably good.
And-
Deaf is good too. They're
Yeah.
I think they're fine with saying deaf.
Right. But I'm like talking to them, they're like that service is the worst service. Like everyone can use like Zoom and things
Right.
like that now. It's so
Yeah,
much,
I guess it doesn't
like,
need to exist anymore.
Yeah, it's
People can
like-
text.
Yeah, text and like
Yeah.
and if you have to see the person,
That's
like
true.
but
Everybody can video call now.
right, but it's like, oh, you know, like we know that only certain people have these things, like, but no, but the companies don't know that. I'm like, it's,
Yeah, I guess TTY I think is still for that last, like, the 80-year-olds who don't have internet access at all still.
yeah.
There are still people out there that without internet access.
There
and I think the
absolutely are.
TTY is holding on because of that.
Yeah,
Because nobody wants to be the one to take away that accessibility feature for that generation. I don't know. TTY, yeah. It does seem like, yeah, we've got plenty of other stuff.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I don't want that to. I don't want people to not have access, but the access points are so much better elsewhere
Yeah,
because I've used that system and it stinks.
Yeah. We had a TTY machine. When I was a missionary, I had a deaf companion for a while.
Okay.
And we had a TTY machine in the apartment.
Okay.
And you could, this was back, so at that point, you could TTY directly to another TTY machine too.
Okay.
And so, like, you didn't have to go through so, like, if you TTY, if you're a deaf person, you're typing, you're calling into the TTY service, they're calling the person you're trying to call. Right. And then that person says, this is the TTY service, deaf person is trying to reach you, and then they read off what the deaf person is typing for you. And then you say things, and that TTY operator types in, and they get a message on their TTY machine. That's how it works. And so, but you can communicate TTY to TTY, almost like a chat, where you bypass the operator.
Yeah, I've
or you used to be able to. I don't know how it works now.
I've been on the receiving end of the TTY call where I've typed out doing customer service stuff. So, yes, it's still there, and that's been within the last 5 years.
All right. Well, what shows you got coming up?
The one scheduled show I have is September 25th. Down at Christy B's Comedy. I have been added to the Boomer Broad comedy show. I'm neither a boomer nor a broad, but I guess I know the right people, and it's going to be a cool show. So,
I've got some shows.
You got some shows.
Let's see. It's Saturday the 23rd. So I have one show tonight in Kingsland, Georgia. I've got a show in Kingsland, Georgia tonight.
Nice.
And then I've got a run of shows in September that I'll be doing. I'll post about those. I've still got a little time. But make sure you come out to our open mics every Monday, that kind of stuff. We've got some great shows. Really Good Beer Stop, September 5th. Really Good Beer Stop. Anna Lepoli is
that's going to be
headliner.
A great show.
It's going to be a great show.
That's a killer
We've got
show.
Anna Lepoli and Brian Thomas.
Oh,
Anna Lepoli and Brian Thomas, and then Leroy Aaron is going to be there. Leroy Aaron is on the show.
Yeah.
He's got a TV show on Wednesdays on First Coast Living. So, yeah, come to that show. It's going to be an awesome show. Buy your tickets now. ComedySuperFriends.com is where you can get your tickets. There's a ticket link there. Really Good Beer Stop in Nocatee. Really great show. Please come out to that one. Thank you guys so much. Today is whatever we say it is, and you're here for it. I'm Joey Nickel.
I'm Bobby Parker.
See you tomorrow.
Have a good one.